Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you are in the world. This is Howie, and I'm here to help you win with money. Today is January 10, 2022. This is the second week of 2022, first trading day of the second week. As you can see, markets are opening red. This is a big deal because this is, for most things, is the fifth down day of this trend. And again, for those who don't understand sort of the odds, while markets generally go up about 60% and down about 40, it doesn't mean that it's a coin toss. Markets are very momentum-like. They move in trends, and right now the trend is downtrending. So yes, you have 5 days of red. I would not bet that that means that the next day should be green, right? The way you got to always think about this is not a coin toss where you expect tomorrow's odds to be green much higher than red because there's already been 4 down days in the books. Today looked like the 5th down day in the books. With that being said, let's see what I'm going to do. Let's go straight to ETrade. What I have here is an existing SPY iron condor. If you look at the premiums here, this is 5 cents here and no more than 25 cents here, which means closing it will be 30 some odd bucks, and I'll show you real quick. Let's close that one and open a new one. So that one means we already made all the money regardless of what happens, and this one expires on January 28th, which is 2 weeks away. Right, 1 full week here, 1 full week here, and then you have another few days. But the money is already being made. If you hit the close button, you'll see what I mean. I think I can close it for about 31 cents per contract, and we collected way more than that, and that's how you make money on these. So let's just try 30 cents. Don't do that. We'll do this. So let's try to close it. It'll cost me $100 to close. I'm just going to move it up to 31 if it doesn't go across. This way I don't need to do any editing. And there you go. It did not go across yet. I'm just going to move it 1 penny up to 31 cents, and then eventually it'll get sold, and if it doesn't get sold at 31, I just need to move it to 32 cents. There you go. It went across. You see it. So now let me put on a new trade. So let me walk you through this. I'm using ETrade. I'm going to put on a new trade. I'm going to use an iron condor again. I'm going to pick a date. I already have, you see this? I already have February 18th and February 25th iron condor open already. So what I want to do is just pick a different one. So for this exercise, I can either go with 11 or 14. Now let me just take a look at the calendar. 11, 14. 11 is almost too close for me. So what I'm going to do is, since I already have a 18 and 25, I may actually just pick a Monday expiration, the 14th. And I'm okay with that. And to construct the strike price, what I'm going to do is look at one that's closest in time to the new one, and then just pick some numbers based on what I see here. So for example, I'm going to start with a 500. Well, I always go 10 wide, so that's just what I traded. And then you see this is a 430, so let's pick I want to see what choices I have. So there is a 430 here and a 420. Ooh, now I have to be cautious with this one, because I don't have a lot of choices. I am not sure if I really want to do this. So what I want to do now is, I may want to try a different date and see what dates are available and what strike prices are available for using a different date. So let's take a quick look on So let me trade to 11. So yeah, this one has way more choices, so I can easily go down to a 410, 420 here. So now, what I want to do is, I want to look at the odds. So let's get rid of the 14. We move back to the 11 because there was more choices in strike price. If you look at the odds, a 420 is an 8 delta, right? Minus 8 delta, 2% chance of happening. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's look at the 420. So it's minus 8, maybe minus 9 delta, 5% chance of happening. Whereas if I use the February 14, I have very limited choices, and if I go 10 wide, I'm forced to go to a minus 13 delta with 11% chance of happening. And in a bond market, right, 11% could be huge, because going down is very easy. I'd rather if I had a choice, I'd rather have a higher risk on the call side. And let's just use a good example, 10% chance of happening. I'd rather do something like that on the call side, because it is much less likely for markets to pop up 1,000 points right now. But going down is more likely. So this is the reason why I'm not going to use the February 14. I'm going to use the February 11. And then let's pick something that I think will be safe for me to do. And in the same way, let me just look at the call side and I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to look at, originally I was looking at a 500, which is a 2 delta, 4% chance of happening. I actually want to add a little bit more risk, because I know that on the call side, it is less likely for the market to just turn around and move up a lot. So for the SP 500, I feel comfortable with having let's say a 7 delta bet under 10% chance of happening. Now, in order to balance this, I'm actually not going to do a delta neutral trade, because that will put me at around 430 or so. I actually want to go safer than a 430 and go with a 420. And this is how I ended up with something like this. So a 420 with a 10 wide will put me at a 4% chance. Now, if I'm worried and you want to go a little bit more conservative, we can take a look at what the 415 will do. The 415 with a 405, you see you lose about 20 cents premium, but what you did was you added, I cut my risk in half from a 4% chance of happening to a 2% chance of happening. So for some people, this is the right risk, and maybe this is what I'll put on. I'll put on something just to demonstrate it. For those who are following my 2, 3, 4 method, I think I'm on a 3 right now. You know how I know? Because the 2 is already used and the 4 is already used, so that puts me to put on a 3. And I wonder, okay, let's do that. And I'll show you what I'm going to do. We'll go with a safer trade, a little bit safer, a little bit more risk on the call side, less risk on the put side. So we're preparing for markets to go further down is basically what I'm saying. Let's start with a 76 credit. So you're not going to make a lot on this trade, but it's adjusted for the current market. With 5 days down in a row, we can handle a few more days in a row going down. So that's what we're doing. We're going to create this trade so that it can handle something like that. So I'm going to move it 1 penny down, and then you go across at 76 cents per contract. I'm going to move to 75, and then eventually closer to the bid price. And the 75 didn't go across, so we're going to have to go 74. 74 is the bid, and it should go across at the bid. Especially on a high volume ticker like SPY. And there you go, you see it went across. My trade is done, and you can see the timestamp. Timestamp is 11:25. I'll show you that by doing the view all, and you guys will see my trades. This is the beauty of being fully transparent. You can see it, and the difference between the closing and the opening is right here. It took me about 8 minutes to do that. Okay, let's see if I can do something else in this particular video. So the last thing I can do is, as the market's been moving down the last few days, notice that today I put on a very safe trade at a 490. You will see that this trade, if you look at the date, I put on last week, and it's a 495. Now I did that because the market was going down, and it basically priced it accordingly. So what that means is the only one that's out of pricing is this one, or all the money has been made, and you see the spread difference is only 4 cents. So there's another way where I can add a little bit more risk to this particular trade. So the risk is there on the downside, like if the market continues to go down. This trade can actually lose me money. So what I want to do on this one is I'm going to roll down the untested side. Now this side becomes the untested now because it's actually further away. Without even looking at the deltas or the percentage of happening, I am sure this side is a lot higher because you can tell by the price, and these options are almost worthless. So what I would like to do is add some risk on the call side back in, collect a little bit more premium for that particular trade. Because at the 502, it's way too high. I'll show you what I mean. It only cost me about 9 or 10 cents to close that. So I'm not going to close it. I'm going to roll it. I'm going to adjust the date back to the same 18 because I really don't want to roll the dates. What I want to do is roll the price closer to, I'll pick anything arbitrary, doesn't really matter right now. So if I move this $8 down, you'll see that I'll collect a 5 cents premium roughly, and that will put me more in line with some of my other calls. So this call will be a 490, this will be 496, and then the other one afterwards is still a 495. Or if you want to put it in lines, you can sort of do something like this. Because what I'm saying is, and we'll check the look at the odd. On the February 18, let's go to February 18. What are the odds of going to a 502? Because that's where it was right now. We'll scroll up. 502, the odds have now gotten so low, it is a 2.78 delta or 5% chance of happening. What I want to do is move it at more risk, and like I said, if I'm bringing it to a 495, that will be a 5 delta, 9%. So still under 10% chance of happening. So I'm moving it from a 5% chance to about a 7 or 8% chance. That's all I'm doing. And for that, I will collect a little bit of premium. So I think I settled on 494. Let's take a quick look. So I'm going from a 5% chance of happening to about a 10% chance of happening. A 6 delta trade, that will be a 6 delta. Is it worth it? I think so. I'm going to try to get 12 for it. If I can't get 12, that's okay. I'm most likely going to have to get $10 credit for it. Now, another reason of doing this, there you go, that one went across. And I think that's all I'm going to do for today. If you have any questions, let me know. Please comment below. Let the algorithm help these videos get to other options traders. The market looks like it's rebounding just a little bit, but again, I don't like talking about that because we just don't know what's going to happen. Tesla now is showing green, which is okay, because remember, I moved my strike price down, so I don't care if it's green or red. Really, that's not the reason I'm trading it. I added more downside protection, so I only lose when it crosses over 9, I think it's 910 now. So that's what I did there. So that's looking good. The trades are looking good. With that being said, hey, comment below. Let me know how your trading week is going, or let me know how today is going for you. As always, let's do this together. Let's do this $1 at a time, and have a profitable day. Bye-bye.